I think it's time we have a conversation about how the rise of nationalism and patriotism in the UK is actually very scary and very dangerous. If you're not from the UK,
Being proud of your country is now scary. Being proud of your heritage is now scary. You know what's crazy? I was born in the Dominican Republic, and I'm sorry I kind of started the video off like this. I cut her off very quick. You know what's crazy? I was born in the Dominican Republic, but I was raised in the United States. I'm very patriotic. I love the United States. I consider myself an American before I consider myself a Dominican. You know why? Because I've said it before in my other videos. The United States has given me the opportunity to be the person that I am today. The United States has been the country that has given me everything that I've ever had. The Dominican Republic has done nothing for me. I did not choose where I was born. I did not choose where I grew up either. I was taken to the United States. And that's fair. But I will tell you this. I would have never had the same opportunities that I've had in the United States throughout my life if I had stayed in the Dominican Republic. I just wouldn't have. If I had stayed in the Dominican Republic, I would not have been in the position that I am today, where I'm able to travel. I own a home. I own 2 cars. I live a good life. I wouldn't have had that. I probably would have been very poor, working a dead-end job with employers abusing me, because a lot of employers in a lot of these countries, and it happens even here in Panama. I talked to a lot of Panamanians who talk about how their employers don't care. They abuse their employer because they know they can just fire you, and they're not going to pay you any severance. They're not going to pay you anything, and then just hire somebody else because there's always somebody looking for work. So again, I am very patriotic of being an American. So why is it wrong to be patriotic to be from the UK? Why is that scary? But let's hear what she has to say.
and you have not lived here, you will not understand how rampant racism is. People view the UK as this like gorgeous, multicultural, blended country, and it is, and I love it. But recent years, it has just been increasing and increasing and increasing. And in case you haven't noticed and you've been living under a rock, the past few weeks, specifically, St. George flags, so the English flag and Union Jacks have been springing up everywhere. I mean, absolutely everywhere. Noticed it on my
Flags are
road,
scary
like,
now.
about 2 weeks ago, but it's in every neighbourhood in my area and several areas across London and the rest of the UK. Coming home just now from work, it's nearly 4 a.m. I have seen bunting put all up my street, and
Tell me where on your body, tell me where on the doll did the flag touch you? What is a flag going to do to you? So because people are putting up flags because they believe that the UK is a country and there is a proper country, and they're proud of their country, and so they want to demonstrate that by putting up their flags. That is somehow scary. These people are like the people on the left in the United States that believe that the American flag is a right-wing extremist symbol. Now the right has co-opted the flag, or they have co-opted it for the right, because the right is just saying, hey, we celebrate America. But these people hate America so much that they have associated it with the right, who believes in America and flies the flag, and say that that the American flag itself is a racist symbol, and it's a right-wing extremist symbol. So this is basically what she's saying. But you know why people are doing this in the UK? Because UK has a migration problem right now with the Muslims. And the Muslims are openly saying that they're going to overtake Europe. They're going to overtake the UK. That in 2 or 3 generations, there'll be more Muslims, and then they'll turn the country into a Muslim majority country and then implement Sharia law. That the migrants are coming in and committing crimes at disproportionate rates. People who are not compatible with Western values and Western society. They don't believe in freedom of speech, although the UK doesn't have any, because they're arresting people now if you post memes on the internet. They literally arrested a comedian the other day that posted a joke, or 3 jokes, I think it was, online prior to him getting to the UK, and I think on the way out, or I don't know if he was in the UK already. Anyways, he wasn't English. He posted jokes online on Facebook. They found those posts, and he was arrested for it. So the UK doesn't even have free speech. But let's just talk about in the broader sense, liberal values. These Muslim migrants that are coming from Africa and the Middle East, they don't believe in Western values and Western civilization. And they literally openly say that they hate the country that is accepting them, giving them everything that they want to. They're running from these Muslim majority countries where they have Sharia law already. They want to come to these countries, and now they want to turn this new country, the host country, into what they left. And they openly tell you they hate it. So now you have British people, Britons, openly fighting back and saying, no, this is England and England will remain England. But I guess that's racist to this clown bozo here.
The fear I had in my body at seeing that was unreal. Coming home at night by myself as a young black woman, astronomical. I couldn't even speak on it. I think we forget as a country that a year ago, give or take a few weeks, people of colour were scared to leave their homes and go to work because of the far-right extremists who were literally putting blades in the seats of the tube. People of colour were scared to sit down on public transport because they thought they were going to literally bleed.
Wait, so do only people of color sit in public transport? I didn't know that people of color were the only ones sitting down in buses and shit and trains. What the fuck is she talking about? Do white people not ride the train? Do white people not ride the bus in the UK? Do they walk everywhere? Do they drive everywhere? Like, can you please explain it to me? What the fuck is she talking about?
People were getting acid thrown in their faces.
The acid thing. There's only one demographic that I know that is known for throwing acid in people's faces, and they tend to be Muslims. That's not from far-right extremists. Muslims are the ones who tend to throw acid in people's faces. I've never heard of any right-wing extremist acid attack on any group. Have you? But this clown will have you believe that quote-unquote right-wing extremists are out there throwing acid in people's faces, or people of color, when it's actually the Muslims that are out there doing that.
To eat people in the street. A man got mobbed out of his fucking car and then it was set alight.
Who did that?
Like, people act like Britain is this, like, so far cry removed from racism. It's literally so close to the surface. You just choose to fucking ignore it. And now, this rising sentiment of patriotism and nationalism. Yes, great, be patriotic, be proud of where you're from, this, that.
Again, making no sense. You can't say you be proud and be patriotic or of your country or whatever, and then say it's scary when people put up flags from their country because they're proud of it. You can't. You can't say, yes, go ahead and do that, be proud, be patriotic, love your country, and then when people put up flags because they love their country and that's what represents their country, you scream racism. It doesn't work.
And the third, you don't understand the fear that it comes with being so patriotic and so proud of your country. Like, especially with how closely these flags, specifically the St. George flag, the English flag, has been tied to anti-migrant policies, anti-migrant protests, just anti-migrant rhetoric.
Again, why is that? Because those migrants that are coming from all these other countries are choosing not to assimilate to the culture of Britain. They're choosing to openly tell you that they hate the country that has accepted them as citizens or whatever, immigrants, and that they want to get rid of it. They want to usurp the laws and turn it into where they came from. So obviously, and rightfully so, the British people are going to be upset about it. I just don't understand why a lot of these people choose to stay in countries that they say are so racist. If you think that the UK is so racist, why do you stay in the UK? Why don't you move to an African country? They're taking a lot of people. They would love to have you. They would love to have you. But you would never move because you know your life is better in Britain than it would be in any other place on the planet. Or, let's just say your life would be, your life is better in any Western country than it would be in any of these other countries where these people are coming from. You know that for a fact. That's the reason why you won't leave. You want these people to come in, but you want to be around them, right? Why don't you just go to where they're at instead? People are upset. They're mad because the migrants are coming in and disproportionately committing crime and telling people that they're going to get rid of their country. They're going to turn their country into a Muslim majority country. And that is a problem. And if you don't see how that is a problem, then you're just fucking lost. And you don't understand that in a couple generations, if you're still alive, by the way, when I mean a couple generations, is that one generation is considered rough. It's considered about 20 years. So if in her 60s she's still alive, and the Muslims do take over Britain, she will have to be covered from head to toe. And I guess that'll be liberating for her. But anyways, that's all I got for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and share this video with your friends. And if you have anything you want me to react to, the email link is in the description box below. Send me an email, whatever you want me to react to. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.